Yeah. So good mic etiquette is you're going to be up on the mic like that. Just kind of right here. You'll hear yourself the best because
Yep.
I always tell people I used to have it where I would have no headphones for a long time. And then the issue was that everybody would start getting relaxed in the podcast because it's a relaxing environment, man.
Yeah,
we out here,
vibe.
we just having, it's a vibe, bro.
100%.
We're just hanging out, having a good time. And all of a sudden, they'd be like back here talking, and you can hear I'm just like, yo, man, get on the mic, man. And I got tired of yelling at everybody, so I said, all right, fuck it. I gotta get the amplifier again. I gotta get the headphones and the little holders and make it look all good and shit.
Make it look sleek.
That's it. But like you were saying when you first came through, you get one piece of gear and you start looking at the other pieces of gear and you start looking and I don't know if it's you're just never satisfied because you just that hunger just keeps going. It's like you're not. I don't want to say that it's like it's not like a spoiled mentality. It's more of like I see the next piece and I could utilize that for that shoot. And I could utilize that for that shoot. But I think as I've gone on in my career, I've kind of had the thought process that I could have rented a lot of the shit that I bought.
100%.
Yeah, I could have rented a lot of the stuff that I bought, but. There's most of what I've purchased, I've used. I mean, on a daily basis, I find that the cameras, obviously, having all of these different cameras is fantastic. The lighting, these lights before the podcast, I used to use these for, mainly just interviews. So it would be in a big case. I'd bring it with me places. I'd do a whole interview, and that was kind of the way that I did all of that. And then, like I said, if you don't do photos and video nowadays. You kind of get left in the dust.
So
So you got to be able to be a little bit of a hybrid shooter.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to like do a little bit of everything.
There you go.
So I bought photography lights and this and that. Can't say those have been used a lot.
I mean, you got it just in case you start to dive more deeper into it.
Yeah.
You got it all set up.
Yeah, I could have definitely saved that band. I could have saved that band.
Yeah,
I could have saved that.
Expensive.
Yeah, gone towards something else. And yeah, you know what? It adds up and you look at it, you're like, I think that's the curse of the entrepreneurship though. You look at it, you're like, oh, fuck it, it's a write-off. It's a write-off. $3,000 for this camera, $4,000 for this one. It's a write-off. It's okay. And just like, slow down.
Like, we're writing it off, but let's just put the brakes on a little bit.
Oh, man. Well, listen, Dayron, which I just found that out now, and we're all part of the cool club now. I want everyone to know that.
Know the real name, not just hybrid.
Not just hybrid, yeah. I want to thank you for coming through.
Oh, man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, coming through, chopping it up. It's my pleasure. You had hit me and just said there was a lot of people in our network that were saying, we gotta mash it up. We gotta talk about just life and this and that. And I'm happy to sit down with everybody that's got cool stories, cool journeys and whatnot.
Yeah, 100%.
Because your journey can inspire others. You've had your own roadblocks throughout life, and I find that there's a select people that look at others and they just think that everyone has been fed a golden spoon, and it don't matter where you come from, man. You could have been fed a golden spoon, but you still had your own trials and bad shit that's gone on, and whether you've overcome it in a positive way, or you've sunk into a bad method and overcome it in a negative way, and then kind of dug your own hole and had to come out from the other side. Everyone deals with shit. So
everyone does.
Life's fucking tough, and you have to do tough things to consistently level up. You got to be able to just take adversity and literally just punch her right in the stomach. Just be like, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I can only imagine like me sitting down and looking in the past and how I got to here. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like you go forward, take a step back, forward, back, and when you're in it, it's not like you're happy, it takes you down the road. And then when you look back, you're like, you know what? I'm happy I went through all of that stuff because now it made me into the person I am now. And that hunger that you get just to do more and more, just like with your equipment, like you just want more.
Yeah.
And you're never satisfied until, I feel like until I start breathing, that's when my journey has been completed.
Which I think is a good thing in some ways because that just keeps us going. Because otherwise, if you start becoming satisfied and full and just kind of like whatever, I'm good on this. You miss the consistent level up period.
Yeah, so they get complacent. You don't want to thrive anymore. You're just going with the motions.
Yeah. You're just it's life. It's just like okay, whatever, and then you get stuck in the monotony of things. I get super upset when life feels monotonous. I get super just like I got to change shit up. Like that was why I started jiu-jitsu. That's why I went to OG. Like these are.
I saw that. I was following. I saw you started getting deeper into the jiu-jitsu.
I fucking love it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's I can't. I talk about it every podcast. I sound like such a little fanboy.
I mean, if you love it, you love it. That's like
cool, dude.
It looks cool.
It's a lot of fun. It's I've had a couple of friends come through and just try it out and this and that. Listen, I get it. It's not for everybody. Like
No.
I've had friends come through and they just, oh well, I'm nervous about getting hurt or this and that. It's not a sport where you're not gonna not get injured. You're gonna get injured at some point.
It is. Yeah.
It just is what it is. Like I've told my mom I bumps and bruises and TMJ now from getting cracked in my jaw a couple times, like just from a rogue leg or something like that. And you shoulder, elbows feel like they're gonna explode when someone's like laying all their weight on you. But you go into these things, you understand that. And just like jiu-jitsu, there's risks when you weight train. I mean, there's always a risk that something's going to potentially happen. So you have to mitigate the risk by doing things safely and smart and taking the proper recovery and making sure that your body is rested, which I'm very bad at.
Yo, we all are.
Oh,
we all
man.
are. I got to force myself to chill out.
Holy shit, man. I do not take rest days easily.
FOMO.
Oh, dude.
Missing out.
I see everybody training and I'm just like, man, I'm getting left behind. Especially in jiu-jitsu. I'm like, oh, man, they're getting better than me.
I could have learned something new today, but I'm sitting here just trying to get a day break, but I hear that.
I'm going to go to the white belt class again and they're going to beat me up because I didn't learn that sweep. God damn it.
For real.
Yeah, so it's it's especially true with the competition class. I do the comp class on Sundays.
Okay.
And I'm beat up, man. Beat up. I mean, these are bad dudes that I roll with. Like, I'm very fortunate that they don't just rip my arms off. Like, they're really good dudes, and they're very respectful and they're cool as shit. And everyone's very cool with each other. That's the thing that it's like, everyone's respectful, so you don't got to worry about that doggery type shit where someone's just going to try to
overdo it.
Yeah. Which you get that. You get that a lot in the white. Any injury I've gotten has been in the white belt class. I roll mixed class all the time. I roll at the comp class.
Oh,
I mean, tweaks here and there, but like nothing like, dude, you get another white belt that's just going fucking. This is his Rose Bowl.
Yeah, that's
my man's coming down the tunnel. He's coming down the tunnel like, this is what we play for. It's like, no, man, chill out, bro.
Relax.
It's one round. So it's but going back to like why I wanted to do that, I want to do something different. I did bodybuilding shit for so long, and just being able to switch up my training style, I feel healthy now. I feel athletic. I don't lift as much by any stretch of the measure, but it's like I feel like I'm functional and I can do things.
And that's the key, feeling functional and like mobile.
Yeah.
Feeling good on the inside.
Yeah, and something that, you've been in the fitness industry for how long now? I mean,
7-8 years now. And for those years, it's been coaching with F45. And once I've dove deep into the functional and longevity type of training, forget about it.
Yeah.
It's just who I am now. And I feel like I'll do a F45 class, do a little bit of cardio outside of that, but nothing crazy lifting anymore. I used to do the regular in the gym for 2 hours.
Hammering,
eating
just
the
like,
body up. And then now it's just 45 minutes. All right, let me go for a run in the afternoon. And then it's just way more convenient on my body. Especially all the injuries I had on my knees. I did track and football and stuff. So
that's what I was going to ask. What was your specialty? What sports? What was the training style like? What did you enjoy doing originally?
I would say track. I feel like if I had to stop anything, I'll just keep the track because it was just a different type of discipline. You just getting faster. I did the 100 meters, 200 meters, 4x1 relays and stuff like that. And just trying to get faster is something that you have to stay consistent with. Practice the form, practice the starts, because 100 meters, you messed up your start, you already lost the race. So you got to just go from the beginning, from the jump, hammer when that gun goes off. And it's just so much adrenaline going on, especially right before the race. But once you complete the race, it's like, all right, I did that. Even if you come in second, third, you're competing with the top people on the island. So like, if you come in third, you're still doing your thing. And I didn't take it to college. I got a regular job right after high school. And then that's when I tended to veer off away from the working out and staying active. Pretty much gained, I would say, like 40 to 50 pounds from when I graduated high school. And then I would, hang out with the friends, and some of the guys would be like, hey, man, like I remember you in high school, you used to have like the crazy body. Like, what happened? Like,
oh, damn, that's a dig, man.
Yo, they started digging deep on me. And at first, like,
my first cut's deep.
Yo, it's crazy because at first you don't see it. when you're just walking around regular, you look in the mirror, but you don't recognize like, yo, I'm letting myself go. You don't see it until somebody close to you comes in like, yo, bro, you gotta like, I'm worried, man.
Face starts getting puffy.
Yeah,
and that's the first thing, man.
That's the first.
The face blows up, and
Why?
I don't know if it's because we just see each other, like yourself, every single day. So you're just looking in the mirror, so you don't see these little changes.
That's a small gradual change.
But dude, that chin starts coming up, and you're just like, what? When you actually look back and you drop the weight, and you feel good, and you're just looking back at. And that was me a year ago, man. A year ago, I
saw that.
Dude, I thought I was in good shape. I thought I was okay. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. I just do a little cardio and I'll be good. I look back, I'm like, God damn, Pumpkinhead, what the fuck was up with that, bro? You were walking around with a face like that?
For real.
That's crazy.
I asked my boy, I was like, you let me do this? He was like, man, I was trying to tell you wasn't listening.
When I ordered the extra pot stickers, you said that's good?
You paid for that for me? Nah, man. But that's like, but it's good that we have like close people like that, because some people won't say anything. They'll just be like, he's probably going through something, like let him rock. But it's good that the close friends, it's like they care about you. Like, listen, man, like you probably are going through something, but you still got to keep your mental and your physical health up there. And once I've got told that by one of my closest friends, and my mom told me, I was like, all right, it's time to dive deep into it. And so started going to the gym, regular stuff. And I think I lost about 20. And a coach had came up to me, a trainer, and then she was like, are you a trainer at a different studio or a gym? I'm like, nah, I'm not a fitness trainer. She was like, you should be. It's like, not too long. You get certified, a couple months, and, it's a nice little career to have. I'm like, hey, I'll look into it. So I ended up getting certified, but once I got certified, I didn't dive into training yet. I was certified for 2 years and didn't do nothing. Just wanted to learn more about the anatomy of the body and everything like that. And then first job was at New York Sports Club, one-on-one personal training.
I feel like everybody starts at New York Sports Club. My boy Gabe was a trainer there. I feel like everybody starts there.
It's a good home stomping ground to start off at, But the one thing that I hated was you have to go out there and get your own clients. Like they'll give you floor hours, but during those 4 hours, you're going up to people on the treadmill. So the weirdest thing about me is like, say you got your headphones on and you're on the treadmill and I got to come up to you, tap you, interrupt. Like, I don't want nobody interrupting me when I'm on the treadmill with my headphones on, I'm in the zone. So it's like that made me a little bit uncomfortable. So did that for a couple months and then went to LA, different studios. It's just
jumps.
Once you just brand one, it just goes right into the next.
So what is that? Is it like you started the commercial gyms, build up your client base, and then potentially just like jump and start doing your own thing? Is that what most trainers go for?
That's what most trainers go for. But I didn't take my clients with me when I left each gym. It wasn't until I went to this place called Lifestyle, and I was in Plainview. One-on-one, I was there for 2 weeks. The guy ended up selling the building to somebody that was making a franchise, was making the F-45.
Okay.
So I knew nothing about it. 4 years ago, there was only one F-45 on the island, and this was the second one that was going to be made. So nobody knew anything about it. So when this guy came in, he was like, yeah, I'm about to build the F-45 here to do a franchise. Mark Wahlberg is a big ambassador for it. And once he said it was classes, that's when I was like, nah.
Yeah.
I can't see myself on the mic talking in front of 20 to 30 people. Like, no, I'm kind of shy. So I was like, me dealing with one person at a time is my thing. And they're like, nah, don't worry about it. Like, we'll gradually get you there. Like, we really want you to, work with us. So my boy, he was my friend, and then became the studio manager of the studio. So 1 year in, I started to get used to it. It took me a while to really get used to being on the mic and just running a class.
That's what I was going to ask. That was actually what I was jotting down. What actually helped you? Was it just the repetitiveness of just getting comfortable on the mic, or what got you in the rhythm of just feeling comfortable with talking in front of the larger groups of fitness classes?
I would say, like you said, the repetitive, just practicing and doing a lot of classes. But what really made me calm down with the nervousness and anxiety was accepting messing up.
Yeah.
So like knowing that I can hop on that mic, mess up a word, mess up a little part of the intro, and it'll still be okay. That's when I started to be like, all right, it's not that bad. Because, we all want everything to be perfect. Yeah. Everything we do or touch is like, I want perfection, but nobody's perfect. Everything can't be perfect. So you're going to have mess ups and hiccups. So once I realized that, that's when I really started to put myself and my personality into that coaching and my style. And once I was in Plainview for 2 years. Ended up getting opportunity to go to Long Beach to be a studio manager in Long Beach.
That's cool.
Went there. Such a vibe. I knew nothing about Long Beach.
Long Beach is cool. I dated a chick from Long Beach for a little while. She was cool.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting thing down there because it's like it's its own like civilization.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody just if you're in Long Beach,
You're in Long
generally
Beach.
you stay in Long Beach and you go to the city maybe for work, and that's pretty much it. Everyone just kind of just hovers around that area. The Hewlett and just everyone's just hovering around there. And I just remember when we were dating, I would just have to drive down there. I was like, fuck, why is it so far? It feels like I'm driving to Jersey. Why does it feel like I'm driving to Jersey?
You take so much time on that parkway. It's like
all the way down the Loop Parkway, everything. I'm just like,
man.
oh my God. And then sometimes the drawbridge would be up during the summer because boats are coming through.
Forget about it.
I'm like, what is going on here? I'm about to jump this thing like GTA. Get the fuck out of here.
Thought about that a couple times.
Get this boat going.
For real though.
Yeah.
But when I went there, I was like, yo, I never knew about Long Beach, but it, like you said, it's its own thing. Yeah. Once you're in there, nobody wants to come where I was. Like Farmingdale, nobody's driving 30, 35 minutes to come to the bars over here. So when I made friends in Long Beach,
everything was in Long Beach.
I gotta drive all the way to Long Beach to come hang out and stuff. So, but
and then I gotta get back.
Yeah, and then I gotta get back. Everybody wants to get drunk and get wild. I'm like, I still got a 35 minute drive to get back.
Minimum, with mad state troopers on the parkway.
Minimum, yeah. So I can't even go fast. I gotta keep that minimum speed.
All right, we're just gonna tuck the elbows, keep the fingers like this, so we got the lines and we're good.
For real, man. But that was a good time being there for about a year, and then came back, started working in Melville, which is I'm not gonna lie, this studio is phenomenal. Not just like how nice it is, it's the people. Like the community there is just, you're not going to get it anywhere else.
And you feel those vibe differences when you go to these different studios, huh?
Oh,
even though it's the same training style,
program
it's
and
just the people that are changing the environment.
Instant. Once you go in, my first day of doing a intro in Melville, I was not nervous, not one bit, because these people were so welcoming. It was like, there's no need to be nervous. Like I can mess up the whole entire intro and they'll still hug me at the end of it. So, but the sad thing about it, it's Melville's temporary for me. Like they want me to open up a brand new studio in Jericho.
Oh, good for you, dude.
Yeah. So it's like I was just there until Jericho opens, which is going to be like beginning of February. And I started to get attached.
Yeah.
I'm telling my boss, I'm like, hey man, is there any way I can like stay here? He's like, nah, man, if you want to grow up, I highly suggest you open up, a studio from fresh. Like there's just no other feeling as in like, he's like, pre-sale's going to suck, but you getting all these people signed up, and then when you open and all these people walk through that door, and you're like, I did that.
Yeah.
He's like, there's no other feeling for that. Like, you got to. So.
You think any of your Melville people will come over?
Probably not.
Nah? Jericho's not too far, though. Where is it, though? Where's the new studio gonna be?
Do you know where Whole Foods is?
Yeah.
It's in that shopping center right next to Marshall's.
I mean, it's a couple. If you get down to the LIE, which you're not that far from your current studio, if you get down to the LIE, it's only like 3 exits.
It's a 10-minute drive.
Yeah, 10-minute drive. It's not that bad.
I'll probably have people visit, but for them to transfer, nah. I want that community to stay in Melville.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I can understand
and I'll build my own, and I'll visit. Like that's the one thing that, are you going to visit? I'm like, yeah, once the studio's up and going and I got a good flow, I'll come by and visit, take some classes and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's crazy how I've formed a lot of friends that have fallen into the group fitness space as coaches, as just people that you never would have thought would be involved in it, and they get into it. My buddy Vinny, him and his fiance Layla down in North Carolina. Vinny was a coach up here for Orange Theory for a long time.
Okay,
and then he went down to North Carolina with met Layla, and she owned an ISI. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I have.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like a little bit more intense than what Orange Theory is and this and that. And I've never done F45, so I don't know anything about it.
Oh, we gonna have you come.
I'll come through. I'll come through. Yeah, I mean the intro to group fitness that I had was OG, so that's kind of where
I'm not gonna lie. I've been the OG for I was there for a consistent 2 years, and the competitivism is just like. I love that energy.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I love Ev. I love Taylor. Taylor's my man.
Both good guys.
Yeah, Taylor's my man. Guys. I love Taylor.
Real fresh.
Yeah, dude, that's the homie, bro. He's great, dude. He's such a fucking savage. We're actually doing some shoots tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Taylor's just next level, man. He's just
and he's low key. He's humble.
So that's the thing that I was laughing at. Is like when I first got there, I was there because of Evan. So I came through because everybody was talking to me kind of like how,
Same.
Our network has brought us together. My network and Evan's network brought us together.
Yep.
And so he's like, yo, come through, come train before I come on the pod. I was like, sure. So I came through. I was like, oh shit, this is good because it's an hour. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done in an
out.
hour.
I gotta drag it.
I'm so tired of going to the gym and it's 2.5 hours and I hit like 2 exercises. I'm like, what? Because people were coming up to me. Like, I can't do it anymore. And it's not even because my time is so important. Like, I don't want to seem like that, but it's like, I want to be done. Like,
efficient. You want to be efficient.
I love fitness, but I don't love it as much as when I was younger and I could just sit there for 3 hours and just bullshit.
Exactly.
So I went through, I trained there. And then when I saw Taylor coaching there, not that I thought that he was like a mean dude or a bad dude, but he was just quiet. So I was like, I'm looking and he looked mad serious. And I was just like, I can't catch a vibe from this dude yet. I don't know anything. Like, I don't know. And he's training, he's quiet, he's training. And then when I told him, I said, come on the pod, bro. He's like, okay, cool. I got him to sit here and talk for 3 hours. And Evan was like, yo, you did the impossible,
You did the impossible because, him talking consistently for 3,
So, and then since then, man, we've just been tight. And he's a good dude. He's been putting feta on all of his food lately. So now I call him Big Feta. I go, yo, Big Feta.
Oh, he's funny, man. Yeah. He's hilarious.
So it's cool. You get to meet really cool people in the space, and it's definitely different than your normal gym goers that you see going to these group fitness stuff.
Yes, it is.
It's just you either see more competitive and serious people that are really trying to push themselves and, maybe hit a high rocks, maybe hit more CrossFit type stuff, and then this is a supplementary for them for their CrossFit training. Or you get the people that are like me that, I want to feel more athletic. I want to do things, and I don't want to go to the regulated. I think this is the first time, I've said this on a couple podcasts now, I think it's the first time in it's got to be like 10 years that I'm not going to renew my membership at Bev's. Like, I'm a Bev Francis Powerhouse guy. I've been since 2011, 2012. It's probably the first time I'm not going to renew my membership. I'm good on it, man. I can't do it anymore. I can't do the bodybuilding splits and this and that. Like, I think it's cool. Like, when I get my own house, I have all of this equipment that I purchased during COVID, crazy Rogue Monster rack and all these like calibrated powerlifting plates. I mean, they're fucking awesome. A1 equipment. But it's like, I don't want to go to my mom's little tiny garage that we were forced to work out of for a while. I don't want to go there and force a workout. I'd like to have that space and maybe put some mats down when I have my own house, some jujitsu mats to be able to practice and drill, put the weights down, sandbags. I want to get into like that. I want to continue down this path of functional fitness because I feel better training like this versus just like, oh, wow, I hammered my shoulders for 3 hours. Great. And it's like, oh.
Now I can't use them for 3 days.
Yeah. Whoa, what is it? Back day tomorrow? Oh, sick. Like, just you're not excited to train. Here it's just like, oh shit, okay, we're doing a pull day, we're doing a push day. And it's dynamic. We're in it. We're doing shit. And then you're done. And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Sweat my ass off. And my day's just starting. Yeah, great. Now I get to go and actually do other shit.
Exactly. So you'll definitely love F45. It's the same vibe. We got different days. We focus on different things, cardio days, resistance days and stuff like that. And then funny enough, hybrid days is where I got my name hybrid from because I love doing both. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just name myself hybrid. And it only stuck when I went to a gym and somebody was following me on Instagram and then saw me in the gym, walked past me and goes, hey, hybrid. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is going to stick. And then I was just like, now it's just history. Now everybody's just going to call me hybrid and just keep it at that.
When the nicknames come organically,
that's when it's
the best.
It's
the best. That was Rizzles for me. My boy couldn't get my attention. He just kept calling me Rizzo, Nicky Rizzles. And then all of a sudden that was like, what? And he just goes, yeah, is that your new nickname? I said, I fucking guess.
I guess so. We went on with it.
I fucked with him and I made it my license plate because like back then I was looking at the vanity plates. I was like, I wouldn't know what I would get anyway. So I just got Rizzles on my license plate. Rizzles. And then after that, that was it. It was like everyone started calling me Rizzles and I was like, okay, I guess this is a thing now.
And that's how you dove into Rizology?
That's how I dove into Rizology years and years later. It was it's Rizzles Productions, my company name. So it's like
Rizzles Production, okay.
Yeah, so it's just, it's cool when little things stick and you actually get the nickname authentically as opposed to like
you making it up yourself and forcing people. Yeah.
Call me Black Hawk now. It's like I'm the superhero around here. It's like
superhero?
Fuck. I'm not calling you that.
Yeah, for real though. That's so true.
Yeah. So it's all good vibes. I actually wanted to go back to the track and field.
Okay.
Because I'm interested in that. Because I find that I don't talk to a lot of track and field athletes.
Yeah.
What was training like for stuff like that?
And
what did you specialize in? Was it a specific run? Was it track and field where you do like the shot put and all that other stuff? Or was it just track for you?
It was just track. So all of the sprints and the dashes. So like I was forced to do the 300 meter, but the worst ever.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing my 200, 100, 4x1, 50 meters, any of those were like the best. And the training for those, if we're training for the 200, we'll do 200 repeats. So like you'll run a 200 meter, try to get under a certain amount of time, and then you'll walk the other side of the track, which is another 200 meters, and then you take off again. So repeats on those, which I hated. And then once we dove deep into the 100 meters and the 50 meters, it was all about starts. So we would literally half of the practice coming out of the blocks.
And those are the stirrup looking things that you put your feet in. Where
you put the spikes in, you dig them deep into there. And have you ever ran in spikes before?
No.
Bro, I didn't start doing track. It's so funny until like 10th, 11th grade. And once I put the spikes on, I kid you not, you really dig your feet into the ground and it feels like you're pulling the track behind you.
Oh, really?
And that's how you can pick up so much speed because you have so much grip into the track.
Wait a minute. So the shoes that you wear, you have, or is it just in that starting position? It just moves that. Like when do you have spikes in the shoes? The whole time?
The whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're not just regular shoes that you guys wear?
No. So
I thought that it was just like maybe in the starting position when you just have that block or whatever that stirrup piece is.
Nah.
That's the spike that keeps it from moving when you kick off.
No, so we have our boys. Like my boy would stand on the block so it doesn't move. Like stand on the end so when I take off it doesn't push back and make me slip. But the spikes are it's like having cleats, but they're sharp metal pointed like spikes.
Damn.
And we was doing a 4x1 one time, and you can't look back when you're doing a 4x1 because it'll slow you down. So if I'm running and I'm handing it off to you, I have to say go. That's when you start taking off, and I'll say baton.
So this way you reach back and you put your hand back.
Grab it. But one of my friends, he didn't take off fast enough, and I caught the side of his shoe, ripped through the shoe, and sliced his side of his foot. Like that's how sharp these spikes are.
Damn.
Like they're sharp. But once you're coming out the blocks, then it's like you have your gears. So it's like that first coming out, you stay low, you just try to get the feel, and then you gradually pick your head up and start picking up your strides and stuff like that. But you practice until you're in that game day, and it's like all that goes down the window. Now it's like I gotta just run faster than the people that's next to me.
Yeah.
And it was just repeats on practicing your starts. If you didn't have form, then we would practice form. But once you're deeper into it and you have your form already, you're already getting good times. Now it's just perfecting that start at the end of the day.
And I know you were younger, but like, what was the nutrition like pre and post for a track meet?
What? Well, we was in high school, so it was like.
Well, what now? Looking back now, as more of a coach and an athlete,
yeah.
What should it be?
Oh man, I would, instead of just eating to feel full, I would actually look into the things that I'm eating to fuel the body. Because I can only imagine if we ate the correct things, how more efficient your body would feel during that run. Like, a lot of people get like hamstring pulls and like cramps and stuff like that, especially when we was in high school, because we didn't know what we were eating. We would just eat the school lunch and then Pop-Tarts and pop them like right after class and then go run a track meet. So like
GMO Central. Oh my God.
We was running on GMO.
Oh my God.
That's what it was.
Fueled by GMOs.
Fueled by GMO. That's so funny. But yeah, now that I look back, well, now it's totally different. I'm plant-based. So like
that's what I had written down, because it's very interesting to hear when someone's plant-based, and just I want to get your, whole spiel and rundown of what that was, what that transition for, why you did it, how you feel, stuff like that, because it's interesting.
It's very interesting. So one of my boys, my closest friend, he's been plant-based for about, I would say 5 to 6 years now, and every day we're chilling. I'm like, yo, I want to go to Checkers. I want to go to McDonald's. And he's like, bro, come on, man. Like, you know better. You like, especially that you're working out and you're still eating like this. I'm like, man, fuck it. Like, as long as I'm hitting my calorie count and I can like stay whatever, I'm gonna just eat this. And it got until one day where we both was off of work the next day, and we was like, yo, we just gonna spend the whole day tomorrow, like together and just chill. And when you're with my boy, you gotta not do what he does, but you can't steer him in a different direction. So if he wants to go to this place that's he likes to eat at, I can't be like, but I want to go here. And he'll be like, all right, so stay home. Like I'll go, I'll go by myself. Like you drive where you want to go, and I'll drive where I want to go.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. And how many times I said that? Like I see you at 5 when we're done eating. But this day I was like, you know what? Let me just listen to you for once. I was reaching a plateau. I was just up and down because I would have clean meals Monday through Friday, cheat meals Saturday and Sunday.
What's clean meals for you?
So before I went plant-based, it was, the regular grilled chicken, rice and some vegetables, and just having that same type of portion meal throughout the day. Sometimes I'll throw steak in there or some like 95% ground beef and stuff like that.
Were you tracking macros, or were you just kind of just blindly throwing shit into a Tupperware?
I wasn't tracking macros too crazy.
Loosely.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of knew. It got to a point where like I can eye it and know like, all right, this might be too much. And especially if I wake up the next day and I feel a little bloated or something like that,
Yeah.
all right, let me cut back on the little bit of carbs or stuff like that. So it was just that roller coaster. Just like by the time I got back to Monday, it'll take me all the way until Wednesday and Thursday to feel normal again after the weekend, and then it's Friday again. So now I'm back to the cheat meals. So it was just too up and down.
What were you eating? I don't mean to cut you off, but what were you eating for the cheats?
What? Oh man, Five Guys, Shake Shack, pizza, wings, like that.
Do you think that maybe it was just too much cheat meal food?
100%. But I always looked forward to it. Like during the week, I was just always like, oh, chicken again. I just can't wait until Friday. So it was that me not accepting eating clean and just always waiting for the cheat meal was like messing me up. I'm like, I can't be dreaming about pizza when I'm trying to work out and eat clean and stuff. So I told him, I was like, all right, I'm gonna drive with you today. Forget about it. Like we're gonna eat what you eat. And he's been doing it for a while, so he knows how different things taste and stuff like that. So he was like, I feel like you would like this. So he will order it, we'll pay for it, and we've had the whole day. I'm eating plant-based whole day. And end of the day, he's like, yo, bro, how do you feel? And I'm like, for one day. I'm like, I feel all right. Like, I still want pizza and shit. Like, you still didn't like knock that out. And
Just so an ad for a deep dish.
Yeah,
pizza.
as he's telling me I'm on Instagram, like Wingstop. I'm like, all right.
Damn, that looks good.
Like, can we go here tomorrow? Like, went to sleep, woke up, and he's like, yo, get it, bro. Let's do it again. Like, do another day plant-based. And I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, all right, whatever. Before I knew it, a week passed, a month passed. And now I'm like a year and like 2 months in. I don't crave meat anymore.
Okay.
And I didn't, after that week had passed, I didn't have cravings. I feel like that was the main thing for me. Me always, like I said, me just always dreaming about what can I eat and what can I eat. Now it's just, I eat to fuel, and I don't look forward to eating as much as I was before. It's like my whole day was just revolving around food. What I'm gonna eat for lunch, what I'm gonna eat for dinner, what I'm gonna eat for breakfast. Now it's just, all right, I got to work out at 12. Let me go fuel my body with some, quinoa and some chickpeas and stuff like that. Eat it and then go work out. So I do eat less. I did drop probably 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Within 6 months of doing it, it just dropped off. But I didn't lose strength.
Okay, that's good.
And that was the big thing for me. I was like, I don't want to lose strength. And he's telling me, he's like, nah, bro, as long as you eat the right things and you make sure you get your, that protein in and stuff like that, he's like, you're going to be fine. Like, you're going to be good. So when 6 months passed, I was like, I'm actually getting stronger. Like, I started to actually focus more on like pull-ups, and I started like adding weight to my pull-ups. And that's when I was like, all right, now I'm like functionally strong. Like now I'm just like pure strength. So now it's just, like I said, I'm a year in, and I love it, man. Like, especially when you're trying to find a big variety of different things to eat, and you'll be surprised. Like Thanksgiving, everybody's eating all of this good stuff, the stuffing, mac and cheese, and, turkey and stuff. And I love it. And my boy, he has a girl where she loves to cook. So he got her to be plant-based as well. But when you get a cooker to be plant-based, it's different, because now they're actually making home cooked meals where you don't got to go out and find plant-based things. And Thanksgiving, I already know what I'm eating. I love kava. So I got kava the day before. I'm like, I'm going to just pack this in the fridge. I know what I'm eating for tomorrow. Thanksgiving, my boy hits me up. He's like, yo, my girl cooked for me, and her, but I told her to make you a plate too. Went over, got the plate. It looks exactly like Thanksgiving food. She had mac and cheese, but it was made out of cashew cheese. She had fried chicken, but it wasn't chicken. It was made out of mushrooms. She had wild rice and like potato. It was just, it tasted exactly the same. And I'm like, there's no reason for me to even miss Thanksgiving food, because it's, if I put it in front of you and didn't tell you it was all plant-based, you would have been thinking it was just regular food and just ate it. I was like, wow, this shit is good.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the big thing. If you do want to go plant-based, you have to know the variety of things that you can eat. And also, if you love the texture of chicken and the taste of chicken, there is things out there that can give you that texture.
Yeah, the mushrooms is pretty cool because it does sometimes taste like meat if you cook it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool how that actually can
I thought it was weird.
trick you. Yeah,
like,
it almost tricks
how?
you. Yeah, I'm not against plant-based diets or vegan diets or anything like that. I think everybody should eat the way that you want, and if you feel good doing it, then that's amazing. Then you should just rock with it.
Yeah,
that's great
exactly.
because everybody's going to have different biology, and everyone's going to have different stomachs and different, genetics and whatnot. And, the way that you've eaten for, let's say, 30 years, maybe that doesn't suit you anymore because your stomach changes.
Yeah.
I've started having issues with dairy. I never had issues with dairy ever. I got like iron stomach, bro. I could eat fucking anything, not have a stomach ache, totally fine, this and that. Now I'm 32, man. Like,
body starts to change.
dairy starts fucking me up, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then I'm just like going to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's not.
So now I actually started cutting back the dairy, and I'm adding kimchi in, a lot of kimchi, and the kimchi with the probiotics, everything like that. My stomach feels great when I throw the kimchi in there. So I'll put rice in a bowl. I'll put some kimchi. I'll cut it with the scissors so it's nice and shredded instead of like the long kimchi cabbage leaves. And then I'll throw chicken in, or I'll throw steak, or I'll do that, and I'll just mix it all up. I got myself a little bowl. Like, it's perfect. I find it interesting because I have a very wide spectrum of people that come through and chop it up on the podcast.
Yeah.
A lot of people I know have switched, not necessarily to carnivore, but to animal-based diets, and say the exact same thing that you're saying about plant-based. They feel great. The bloating was gone, all this stuff.
God.
So I think that there has to be some type of an understanding of maybe what's living in the middle of both of those diets.
Dairy.
That's dairy, all the processed bullshit that we're eating.
Carbs,
yeah, dude.
the gluten,
everything. That's just sitting in the middle of both of these diets that, we're playing an elimination game, which is great. But like, you have people that are eating strictly meat and people that are eating strictly plants, and everyone says that they feel great and everything's awesome. So it's like, what did we cut out?
Yeah.
What we don't say that they're doing it wrong for plant-based. Don't say that the carnivores are doing it
they're
wrong.
both feeling good.
They're both feeling great, and they look great, and they're performing at high levels a lot of the time. So it's like, what did they cut out? Let's look at that, and let's look at who's producing that. And let's look at why they're producing it and what type of fucking money they're making off of that, and who's funding those companies. Like, let's take a deep dive into that shit and why most of the food at the grocery stores especially is poison. And it's not because of the meat. It's not because of the vegetables and the plants. It's because of the outliers in the middle. But that we just kind of like, we just look over and we look at the others like, nope, that's you, it's you, it's you.
Yeah.
I eat more animal-based as of late. I follow, Dave Asprey. Have you ever heard of Dave Asprey?
No.
I'll have to give you his Instagram. Very, very knowledgeable dude. He's a biohacker.
Yeah.
A lot of really good tips that he gives you on the daily. He went vegan for, I want to say it was like 2 years. And his health started crazy declining. Like crazy decline. He felt great for a little while. Yeah. And then his health started taking a fucking shit. And it's horrible. Like,
that's crazy.
Now he's animal based more so. Talks about ribeyes and steaks and this and that. He's like, I'll never go back to veganism ever again.
Yeah.
Like and he talks about a lot of the plants and a lot of the things like the ingredients or the cellular stuff that happens at that lower level that we don't see, obviously. And he was saying how that was breaking down stuff in his body and causing this and that. And a lot of vegans have problems with this over time or whatever. But then you have another guy like Dr. Mark Hyman, Pharmacy Podcast, really knowledgeable fucking guy.
Yeah.
For a long time, and he talks about the polyphenols and all the really amazing benefits that fruits and vegetables have. And the polyphenols are basically the defense mechanisms that these plant-based foods and these vegetables and these fruits they have against things like animals and whatnot trying to eat them or other
Yeah.
invading species, the defense mechanisms. But the gut microbiome loves it. They love that and they feed off of that. So it's like he says eat based on the rainbow, like eat based on rainbow colored foods, all spectrums of color, because it'll give you all different types of polyphenols and help strengthen your gut microbiome and give you energy at a cellular level and this and that. So it's always very interesting when I hear all sides of the spectrum, because then you sit there as a consumer of, knowledge and information from multiple sources and a consumer of food, and you go, well, what's the right answer? And theoretically, you don't know until you try it.
Yeah.
And, your way could work for you, but it may not work for,
Exactly.
Exhibit B over here or Exhibit C. But Exhibit D may go, oh shit, like I feel great since I listened and I tried out plant-based and whatever. So I guess my first question is, you went cold turkey. You just went cold turkey. So that first day of plant-based eating, what was it like? What did you consume that day? Because you said start to finish, you started eating. So what was the day like for you?
So we had started off getting I forgot what it's called. It's like a vegetable. It's a vegetable from Jamaica. So instead of
not jicama.
No. It looks like eggs. Like when you cook it, it literally looks like eggs.
The vegetable looks like eggs.
Yes, it's wild. Like when he cooked it the first time, I'm like, you sure this is a vegetable? And it was yellow. He put his seasoning in. I was like, took a bite. I'm like, why does it taste like hot food? Like it's
not sour sop.
Nah,
I don't think you cook. I don't think you cook sour sop.
Yeah, you can't cook sour sop. But besides the point, it'll probably come to me later on. But so instead of having a beef patty, we took that vegetable and put it inside the patty, and then we had that, which tasted like crazy, tasted good. And then we went to one of his favorite spots where falafel. So he was very like, I'm big on falafel now too, but that was like his go-to for like the protein and like the fiber, and like it's so dense that you can have 3 of them and it's not even 100 calories and you feel good.
Yeah.
You feel full. So we went there, we had some falafel with quinoa on the side. And then at night, I think we had quinoa again, but then we had some type of mushroom. It wasn't fried or anything like that. It was just like sauteed and just regular with a little bit of seasoning on it. But it was the flavor that kept me like, all right, this is good. Like it's not like.
But that's because it was seasoned properly and done right.
Seasoned properly. If I was just eating salads all day,
yeah, you'd be tight.
I'd be like, what the hell is this? Like,
fuck this. Where's the local Pizza Hut?
For real though, like it was the fact that he made sure it was seasoned to my liking, because he knows what this shit I like. So he made sure it tasted like it. And buffalo cauliflower, because he knew I loved the wings. So he was like, I got this for you. Like, eat that. So everything that I liked, like my Five Guys, he would bring me a mushroom black bean burger with like cashew cheese for the cheese and stuff. And I'm just like, yo, tastes good. Like as long as you can keep mimicking the regular stuff that you liked, you won't go back. Like it'll keep you strong in the long run.
Were you worried about muscle loss at any time?
Yes. So when I was worried about losing strength and losing muscle, definitely was worried about that. But then it started to go deeper into how I started to feel. So like I used to get a lot of stomach aches, headaches, and everything like that. And he would always tell me, he was like, "You got a headache again today? I was like, again? Like, come on, man! Like, you gotta switch it up. Like, your stomach hurts too. Like, it's every day. This is every day." And then once I started doing that for a week, 2 weeks, all of that went away. There was no more stomach, no more headaches, not tired. Like sometimes I got to wake up at 3:40 to get to the studio about 4:30. Now I just get up. Like I wake up 10 minutes before my alarm even goes off, and I'm like ready to go. Even my members are like, "How are you this energetic at 4:59 in the morning?" And I'm just like, I'm ready to go. Like when they say, like he said, taste the rainbow, more colorful, more vibrant. You see more vibrant. Like when I step outside now, like I'm accepting like nature for more than what it is, because there's just something about eating stuff that comes from the ground and from the earth. Mm-hmm. It just makes you just tap in more. And that's when I started to tap in more with the mental and the mindset stuff, and started reading more stuff on that. And I feel like, yes, I care about how I look on the outside, but I care so much more how I look on the inside now. And like me just looking shredded is just a byproduct. It's just a cherry on top. It's not something that I'm like, I want to be shredded. I want to be shredded. It's just, I want to eat clean, work out efficiently, and feel good. The aesthetic part is just what comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the inside versus outside debate is something that I bring up a lot lately because I came from the bodybuilding background. And when I say I came from the bodybuilding background, I wasn't some fucking champion bodybuilder. I wasn't somebody that was like had the craziest, most impressive physique ever. You know, I was a fat kid in high school. Up until 11th grade, I was 270. I was pre-diabetic, and I was a byproduct of a divorced household, and my mom always was big on organic and natural. She was always big on that.
Oh, okay.
But when I went with my dad to dad's house to visit, he didn't give a fuck. So it was like bowls of pasta. It was, I look back at what I consumed when I would go to his house, and my dad has MS. I can't use it as an excuse because he was well enough to walk at that time. Yeah. Not well, but enough to walk. He's in a wheelchair now.
Oh, sorry for that.
Oh, it's okay, man. I appreciate that whenever somebody says that, I do appreciate it. But, I don't know him any other way. I never knew my dad without MS. I just knew, and just because you have somebody that's a sick member of your family, you know that they're going to decline at a certain rate. So you know that, okay, they can't walk as well. Like they're lifting. He used to lift his leg to hit the brake pedal on the car when he would drive with me. I mean, listen, very risky with a young kid in the car. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. But like, there's a guy who didn't want to give up at the time, and he wasn't ready to hang up the coat, per se. So it's like I can't put blame on him, but I can in some ways, because like if you can't physically exercise with your son and you can't do these things, like as a kid, man, it's great. I get to play video games all weekend and not do shit. I don't have to go outside. I don't got to do nothing. I'm playing Halo with my boys. Like it's great. Like I don't have to do anything. But on top of the inactivity portion of things, now I'm just eating and I'm just stuffing my face. And he'd make linguine white clam sauce. He would make, he would make just fucking, just
he was cooking.
He was cooking, like everything. I mean, egg sandwiches for breakfast, every Friday was like a tradition. And it was cool. You look back on it, it's a sweet tradition. I don't have very many with my dad. So it's like, it's a nice tradition, but it almost puts a different shade on it now that you look back on it. You're like, oh man, you were just setting me up for fucking failure.
Setting me up for failure.
Setting me up to get bullied and not get any ass. That's crazy. That's crazy. He'd pick me up on a Friday, we would go and get sushi. And then while we're waiting for the sushi to be made, I mean, we're talking like a tray of sushi. And while we're waiting for the sushi to be made, getting a pint of Ben and Jerry's or two sometimes.
God.
Yeah, bro. Now you look back at that, 1,100 calories a pint?
Off the bat,
Bro, what? So eat all the sushi, eat my pint, play Xbox or whatever. He'd pass out cold.
Yeah.
He'd be out. 10, 11 o'clock, man. I'm up. I'm sugar rush. Oh, I'm up till like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning playing video games. Then I'm going into the cabinet, 3, 4 Hot Pockets. Then I'm eating more. Then I'm eating more ice cream. Then he'd have an Entenmann's cake sometimes on the counter. I'd be eating that.
Oh man,
bro! Like this is, you. People always wonder, how did I get in this situation? Or people look at somebody that's super overweight and they go, how did I get in this situation? How did they get in that situation? It's a progressive thing. It doesn't just happen overnight.
It doesn't just happen.
Yeah, you're packing that shit on over fucking days, weeks, months, like everything, and it just eventually shit hits the wall, and you're at your heaviest, and you don't see it because, like we said earlier, you're just looking in the mirror every day and you see yourself.
Yep.
But the outside world sees it, and your clothes see it. So like as them clothes get snug, you're just like, oh man, I guess I got to size up, getting big, and not back then, but like getting big in the gym, man. I'm getting these gains. Bro, you getting fat, son. Getting fat, bro.
And you probably know about this because you was a little overweight as well. Like you remember that feeling, like pulling your shirt.
Oh yeah.
So like,
bro, my phone's over there. I don't know if you saw my story. I posted a picture of me in 10th grade. Did you see that?
You posted yesterday, right? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
So
wild.
So I people take everything at face value when they see it. They like when I put clips out, I'm guilty, man. I add a little sensationalism to them. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason, like that we just start the clip for where it starts. But
Uh-huh.
sometimes it just starts off like gunshot, here we go.
Yeah.
And like people just, they get so emotional that they don't go and listen to the episode and they don't hear what you have to actually say. So we were talking, my buddy Sam and I, we were talking about overweight medical professionals and overweight trainers. And I said, you lose merit. Essentially what I was saying was you lose merit in my eyes, where if you're going to sit here, like let's say I have a medical professional, especially, that says, I'm plant-based. You should be plant-based. And I look at him and I'm like, dog, you're like 40 pounds overweight. I don't want to be plant-based. You've lost credibility in my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're the foremost expert in that chosen field. And then, I have people that debate and they're just like, oh, well, just because they, are overweight doesn't mean they're not knowledgeable. I said, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at that as you are supposed to be following these guidelines that you're giving out to me, and you're not.
Practice what you preach.
Exactly.
That's it.
Hold yourself fucking accountable. You're supposed to be in a healthcare. You're supposed to be in a fitness type of environment and giving out information and giving out tips and tricks on how to be healthy and stay healthy. And you look like that? No shot.
Yeah.
But of course, now you get all the people that get emotional and they start commenting. They start commenting like, well, what is a trainer supposed to look like? And it's just like, you already have it made up in your mind that no matter what I say, I'm wrong. So I just hit people with okays. I just go, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever you want to believe. Like, and truth be told, like I was talking to my friend, Dr. Shahada. He was on the podcast a while back. He's a gastro. He works in the hospital. He does fucking rotations. He does 12, 16, 18 hours a clip sometimes in the hospital.
Yeah.
My man's got his meals. My man goes and hits the gym when he's done. My man is shredded. He holds himself accountable. He is not fucking around.
Nah.
And he works all these hours, but still makes sure he gets it in.
Yeah.
So my response, which I didn't put because I just didn't feel like at some point I have to save my thumbs. I got to save my thumbs because it's just not worth the back and forth.
It's not. Don't entertain it.
And it's not worth, I just let the comment sit there. I don't know if you know Andre Ferguson.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lucky Libra. So Andre's on the podcast a lot. And one of the gems that he always drops is I leave a comment there because that says more about that person than anything I could even say or do. So I leave it right there.
Exactly.
Go ahead. So this one of these people was saying like, I'm 40 pounds overweight, but I'm a coach, this and that. Like, yo, you didn't get 40 pounds overweight just by having like health issues. No. You didn't put the fork down. Like that's a problem.
Yeah.
And as somebody that was really heavy at one point, I'm comfortable saying that.
100%.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
We all fuck up. Just a year ago, I was 35, 40 pounds overweight. It happened.
Yeah.
And it was a slow increase.
It was.
And I wasn't holding myself accountable. I knew what I had to do to drop weight. I knew but I just didn't feel like fucking doing it. It was easier to just eat when I wanted to and just fucking fuck off and just do whatever,
Exactly.
Is it easier to just sit here and point fingers at like why? Oh yeah, it's the GMOs in the food. Oh yeah, it's the the gym's too far. Oh yeah, it's this, it's that. Oh, I don't have enough time, this and that. Bro, I get up at, this is obviously I'm not speaking to you specifically, but like I get up at 4:45, walk the dog, and I go to OG by 6:15.
Yeah.
Then I do jujitsu sometimes midday, noon class if I don't have a podcast or I don't have anything else. I do the noon class or I do the 6 o'clock class at night. I'm wrestling grown humans for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay? Nothing easy about that. Nothing easy. And that's to keep myself in check along with tracking my macros. Like my macro tracker, I think I'm on like day 2, like 240, 2 something of tracked macros. That didn't just happen.
Yeah. No.
The food, I didn't eat the food and then it magically just like got logged in my app. It was like, yo, this takes a conscious effort to keep yourself held accountable. So back to like my dad and stuff like that. It's super tough to like see where you came from sometimes and like the setting the setting up of failure for yourself. But it also teaches you a lot about how we have to dig ourselves out of the hole that we dug ourselves into.
There you go.
So it's like you got to claw your way out tooth and nail sometimes. I mean, I went from 270 down to 190 in one summer. And then, yeah, dude, that was crazy.
That's a drop.
Yeah, it's crazy. I came back that following year. For the people that have heard it before, I sound like a broken record, but like I came back that following year at 11th grade. Every kid that bullied me, I was like leaned up. I was playing handball all summer. The kid was trimmed up. And I would go over there and I'd be like, yeah, I had a lot to say when I was fat, right? What's up? What you gonna say now? You don't got nothing to say.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm not out of breath talking to you now.
Yeah.
I got you now.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Say something.
Yeah,
like,
funny.
I had a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
But then over the course of the next 4 years, started dating a girl, went up to 240. We went away to college. She went to a different school. I went to a different school. Horrible breakup within a month. I mean, we're talking like 4-year relationship, just month, done. And I was just like, oh man, what do I do? And I looked in the mirror. I'm like, wow, you're fat, bro. Like it's time.
Yeah.
And I went to 240 down to 150 in a year for my first bodybuilding show.
Ooh.
So I've done some shit, man.
Yeah,
and
you've done it.
I've done it. I've done the crash course diets. I've done the tracking macros. I've done keto without realizing it was keto. I've just eaten roll-ups for ham and cheese roll-ups for lunch, or turkey and cheese roll-ups.
Yeah.
Alpine, half-pound Alpine Lace Swiss and a pound of turkey, lean turkey, deli meat. Before nitrates and all the bullshit and stuff like that. You learn. These are just like stepping stones to get us to where we are. Exactly. But I mean, it's not an easy process for anybody, no matter what your dieting methods are. It's tough. I didn't do any steroids when I did the bodybuilding. I took nothing. No test, no clean, nothing. I wanted it to be as clean as possible. And it was fucking hell.
And that's hard as is.
Dude, it was hard, man. And I know it's hard for people that take juice. I talk to all my boys that take.
Still got to put the work in.
You got to put the work in. You're not going to just wake up and be Arnold.
And
it doesn't work like
Hulk,
that.
like,
It don't
no.
work like that.
Not at all.
It'd be nice if it did, but it doesn't work like that. Is it going to give you a little bit easier of a time in certain areas? Without question. But now you're going to deal with the other side of things. Trend cough and all this different shit. It's like, God, you really want to fucking deal with that shit, man?
Yeah.
Do it naturally. I don't got to worry about bullshit like that. I'm good on it. I'm paranoid enough. I got to go to the doctor for blood tests. I don't need to fucking be in there because
taking extra shit.
I'm hocking shit up and whatnot. I'm good on it. So, I say all this to say the journey and, one of my favorite quotes from a movie. You ever seen, what is it? Kingsman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Seen Kingsman.
Experiences make the man. I love that quote.
Oh my God.
Experiences make the man. Because it's so true, dude.
It does.
I mean, let's just think about in a 2-year span. Think about 2 years ago. How much of a different human being were you 2 years ago?
Oh my God.
What did you know back then or think you knew? Or like, what did you believe with things that you knew and that you were an expert in that you look back at? You're like, I didn't know shit. And that was only 2 years. Think about 5 and then 10.
Oh man.
It's crazy, dude. And it's just, my buddy Stone posted a photo recently on his Instagram. He posted a photo of him in high school versus him now. And huge improvements in his physique. Huge. And he said, we forget sometimes. Like I forget. You don't see the advancements that are happening as you're doing it. You just like when you're getting fat.
Yeah.
You don't see it. You're so stuck in like the ways of like how you have to do things and your process of going to the gym, eating your nutrition. I don't want to lose strength. I don't want to do this. I want to keep this consistent. I want to get better. You don't realize that you are getting better. It's just baby steps.
Baby steps. One foot in front of the next.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's just it's kind of crazy how that works. The inside versus outside is kind of where that was going.
Yeah.
And the way that started was I have this conversation piece a lot now because you could look like a Greek god on the outside, but that inside could be rotting.
Yep.
And there's a lot of guys I know that are having issues from steroids over the years. A lot of guys I know that are having issues with just like improper diets and shutting down systems and just feeling like shit and this and that. And I think in large, a lot of the benefits that you were feeling, such as, just being more vibrant and energetic and happy, I think a lot of that had to do with just getting a lot of that filler and processed shit out of your system.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to say it's not all the vegetables and all the plant-based because I would be remiss to tell you that I'm an expert in that field. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I don't know at the cellular level if that is 100% of what it is, and I can't comment on it. But what I can say is cutting out all that filler, cutting out all that extra bullshit, without question, your body was thanking you instantly from the get-go. Because, when I have cheat meals, and I was going to ask you about fasting. I don't know if you've ever done any fasting.
I love fasting.
Okay, so especially because you said you were having gastro issues and you were having stomach issues. When I used to have a cheat meal, it would take me far too long to recover. So I'd have a cheat meal just on one day too. I wouldn't have like a whole weekend. I would have like a cheat meal on Sunday. I'd eat my cheat meal. I'd go to fucking town.
Go to town.
And then it would take me 2-3 days to recover and get back to a baseline. But what I've found since incorporating fasting into my lifestyle, and I'm not religious with it. I'm very, yesterday I did a 24-hour fast. I just wanted to do like 18. And then all of a sudden I was just like, yeah, I feel good. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And then I broke the fast because I had to go to jiu-jitsu and I wanted a little something in my system.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Some of the dudes were like, Nick, what's up, man? You're like really dragging ass. I'm like, yo, I just did a 24-hour fast. I'm like, give my body a second.
I got no fuel.
I'm like, give my body a second. I had a shake. I had 1,000 calories before I got here, and it's not hitting me.
Yeah.
But when I fast after my cheat meals on a Sunday, so if I go to town now, I'll go get ramen, maybe a little ice cream, whatever. I'll stop eating at 5 o'clock. I will not eat until maybe 2-3 p.m. the next day. Weight's back to where it was Sunday morning. And no bloat, no issues, no gastro like coming out, anything like that. I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel clean. I feel like I'm not bloated, and I feel like I'm trimmed up again.
And that makes total sense. You gave your body a good window to work on the stuff that it has in its body. When you just constant eating, your body doesn't have time to break that stuff down.
The American way.
And that's when the bloat comes
Gluttony,
from.
just consistently consuming.
It sticks in there and it just stays. And that fasting thing is something that I've definitely looked more into, because there is so many benefits from it. Like how when you start fasting, your body builds new cells and breaks down the old ones. I've heard that you get better sleep as well. That's why they say you're supposed to stop eating at a certain time before you go to bed.
Yep.
Now imagine you didn't eat the entire day, and then you go to sleep. Now your body can actually work on itself rather than trying to chop down food and the digestive system and stuff like that. So definitely, I do love fasting to survive.
What's the longest you've done a fast for?
I did one for 3 days.
3 days, damn.
3 days.
And I had problems sleeping we did a 48-hour fast. I had problems sleeping after the first day. So for 24 hours, I was totally fine. But after that...
Oh, the first day is the worst.
No, first day I felt good.
Oh, you did?
I felt fine.
Oh.
And it was the second day, the second night's sleep.
Okay.
I was like, oh, this is kind of dragging ass. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've had that same experience.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't until the third day. Like I felt horrible first day, horrible second day, and then it was the third day where I woke up and I'm like, I don't need to eat. I'm not hungry. I'm energetic. I'm up. I'm ready to go. So I feel like you do hit that wall, and you got to get on the other side, which is after that 24-hour, 3 days. And I know people that do 7 days, and I'm just like,
yeah.
And like you said, you can't look at it from that point of view, one step in front of the other. You just do the first day, see how you feel. Do the second day, like you said, you was doing the 18 hours, ended up doing 24. So you just got to go with the flow and just keep going, because your mind does play tricks on you when you look at it from a far point of view.
Oh yeah, I would say it's a very weird feeling experiencing your stomach actually empty. Actually empty.
Yeah,
I can't
actually
explain the feeling.
No, yeah.
It actually just feels like a pancake inside your chest. You're like your cavity.
Stomach's touching your back.
Like,
they finally meet.
You're like, what? Is this on my spine? Why is that so? Why do I feel so thinned up down there right now?
Yeah.
It's just, and then you drink something and you actually feel it just go like
Go
right
down.
through.
Yup,
Like,
you feel it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it went right to my member. That's crazy. No filtering. That's crazy.
Nope.
Nothing. And so my buddy Tyler and I, we're going to put out a podcast episode, short one, about fasting, because we did the 48-hour episode. We did the 48-hour fast together, and we're going to do an episode because we're going to do another 48-hour. I'd love for you to join us.
Oh,
We're doing it after Christmas Day. So Christmas Day, whatever your last meal is, like when you're done binging or whatever you're going to eat for Christmas Day, and Christmas Eve, your free game, Christmas Day, free game, whatever that last meal for Christmas Day is. We're going to start 48 hours, and we're going to do another one because we did it after Thanksgiving, this last one.
Okay.
I felt great after eating all that shit for Thanksgiving.
Oh, 100%.
I felt great. 2 days later, I'm like, God damn, I weigh less.
Like, I didn't eat nothing. Like, that never happened. He said,
Give me my bone broth. Let's go. So if you're interested, man, we got a group of like 20-something people.
Yo, I'm down.
Yeah, we're all just going to have like a little like Discord of just all of us just hanging out, talking, just support group.
Yeah, I mean, you need it.
Don't go to Food Network page. Like, don't do it.
don't even open your phone today.
Don't even do it.
Everything shows food.
Yeah.
If you're on Instagram, TikTok, anything like, it's always somebody eating food or making food, and it's like it's so hard to like.
It's gonna be like when you do. I never see red cars, and then all of a sudden,
every car that passed
there's
red.
so many red cars. It's gonna be like
different color types of reds, and you're like, what?
I never see any cookie recipes. It's like
now it's everywhere.
So if you're interested and you want to come through and join our little group and hang out with us and talk about it all, that would be awesome. I wanted to ask you also, water and electrolytes. Like, is that with the plant-based prior, you were saying that you were getting headaches. What was your water consumption like? Were you just drinking straight filtered water? Were you drinking remineralized water? What were you doing?
I was drinking like Poland Spring.
Okay.
Drinking like a lot of Poland Spring. But I don't think I was getting enough.
Yeah.
I would probably drink one of these and be like, all right, I used to bug out. Like, yeah. It water was one. Oh man, see, that's like, I got to get something like that because that will help me.
Bro, you work right by public lands and dicks, right over there.
I do. I walk past every time. Every time I get my Nike headbands and Nike socks, I'm like, oh. Okay.
Go get a Yeti, man. Yeti, send the check, bro. I'm waiting for this endorsement.
I
just went yesterday. I got this little pint at 25% off. Look at me selling Yetis right now.
Oh man.
I was like, man, this is perfect for my coffee.
I'll get it.
You know what? It goes back to like knowledge and how we learn more over the years. So I used to just drink filtered water, just like everybody. You drink filtered water, you assume that it's okay for you and this and that. Then you start learning about different things like estrogenics and the amount of birth control that's in the water supply.
Yeah.
So if you're drinking this filtered water from your main, source of water, let's say, the Huntington Village is where I'm getting my water supply from. It's like if I'm just filtering it and I'm not using a zero water filter or something like that, you're still getting some of that fluoride, all these PFAS, what are they called? VCOs or VOs or something like that.
Something like that. No,
I forget. I forget what that particular like acronym or whatever it is. And then you're getting all these estrogenics, which there's an actually interesting book. I'd be lying if I said I finished it. I'm the worst with books, man. I read a little bit, then I grab, and then I
grab another one.
I see one on sale. I'm like, well, fuck, I got to learn about that. And then I'm like, well, should I read the book or play Xbox? I kind of want to just play Xbox.
Yeah.
So that's my own little mental issue that I got to get over. But there's a book called Estrogeneration, and it's basically a guy that specializes in these estrogenics and what foods and what different categories he puts them in. Like there are higher levels of estrogenics in certain foods and certain waters and certain different things that if you want these out of your system and out of your body, there's like different stages to like get it out, like different filtrations that he recommends, like flax seeds. Flax seeds are super high in estrogenics. Would never think that.
Yeah.
Then you have birth control in the water supply. So birth control in the water supply raises the estrogen. And then you have all these GMOs from all of these companies that people are just consuming these things. And we're wondering why estrogen is so high in males nowadays and why it's so high in women. Although it affects women, it doesn't affect them nearly as much as a man that doesn't need that much estrogen.
100%.
Now we have dad bods, we got man boobs, all this bullshit. And it's like, I'm not saying that it has just nothing to do with them, just like their exercise routine and this and that, but like that plays a fucking part. So the learning portion of things and the learning portion of fitness and water and nutrition, I would just filter my water or buy Poland Spring, whatever, and call it a day. But then you start learning about TDS, total dissolved solids, and the amount of TDS levels inside of different waters and how it correlates to magnesium, potassium, and all these different minerals that you need.
Yeah.
But then I have a zero water filter and it takes everything out. And when you drink filtered water that takes everything out, it starts to strip your body of minerals and nutrients as it goes through you.
Yeah.
So you become deficient in specific minerals that you necessarily weren't deficient in prior just because you're trying to do the right thing and filter your water and get clean water. So like now you have to remineralize it with trace mineral drops.
Man.
Never fucking knew that. Like
crazy.
Like, what? So I'm looking for a new filter because I have the zero water filter and I'm getting deep into like reverse osmosis filtering.
Okay.
Where it basically takes the water, filters it, puts it through another filter. There's 3 stages. There's 3 to 4 stages of water filters in the reverse osmosis. So if you put a gallon of water in, it will yield a half gallon of clean water, and there's a half gallon of dirty water that you just dump out. So it really gets rid of everything. But there's also an extra filter in there that, in the one that I'm looking at least, not every brand does this, but there's an extra filter in there that remineralizes your water,
adds it back,
and gets the pH to be a little bit more alkalized. So it's pretty interesting when you start learning about these different things. Biohacking, that's really what it's called.
Biohacking,
just different things that are going to get you to feel better. Different nutrients that you might be deficient in. You know, Gary Brecka. Some people are either all for him. I don't know if you follow Gary Brecka, if you've heard of him. He's the guy that basically turned Dana White's health around completely, 180.
Oh, wow.
360, I guess you should say. 180 would be half. So 360 degrees, turned his health around. Basically, he's a big believer of fasting. He's a big believer of just keeping everything organic, grass-fed, grass-finished beef if you're going to eat it. All these different things and these different methods of doing things. He talks a lot about the fasting. He talks a lot about all these different categories of feeling better. And I think one of the pointers that I saw recently is if you're feeling anxiety or depression, he starts talking about how, well, I ask people, do you feel it all the time? And they go, no. And he goes, okay, well, do you know, like, is there a trigger for when you feel it? And they're like, no. So he goes, and I don't know if he's correct in this, but there's a lot of people that say he is, that have tried the method out. He said they're more than likely deficient in methylated folate, a mineral. And people start supplementing with methylated folate and they start feeling better and not as fucked up with the anxiety and depression.
Damn.
So like these little tidbits and tricks, this is the side of social media I love.
Oh.
This is the side I love.
There's always a good side.
Yeah.
Always a good side.
I hate mainstream news. I hate politics. I hate all that bullshit. I just want to feel and live my best life. I don't care what any of you motherfuckers say. I just want to get tips and tricks on how to perform better, feel better, and live longer. Not live longer unhealthily. Yeah. I just stretch it out as far as we can. No. I want to live longevity, a happy, healthy life while I can perform. I want to be that 80-year-old in the gym that's out there just doing shit and feeling good and doing his damn thing. So it's pretty cool how you get these different like little things and tidbits and whatnot. You should probably, when's the last time you got blood work done?
Oh, it's been a while.
I'd be interested to see what your blood work looks like if you have all of your, because you're eating mostly plant-based. Yeah. Well, not mostly, you are plant-based. I would be interested to see if all of your vitamin levels are good, exactly where they need to be because you're getting it from the foods that you're consuming, more so than like when I eat steak and rice. I don't really get a lot of the extra stuff that I need maybe from the vegetables, the fiber content or some of the micronutrients that we forget about. We're always focused on macro. We don't forget about the micro.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Oh, man. I got to get some blood work done.
Yeah, man. You know what? I'll give you the labs that my guy James has me run whenever I get blood work done. And it pretty much hits all the markers. It's good. I mean, it just A to Z, draw the blood, send it out, and you get a really good base level of everything that you need to focus on as overall health, longevity-wise.
Yeah, which is good.
So I want to go back to this real quick. You originally said, you were younger. You started gaining weight after high school. Yeah. Was it during college or post-college?
So
in between?
It was, I didn't go to college for like a lot, probably went for a year just to play football. And then I was like, I'm just going to play football. So I have no type of goal for a degree or like, so I'm like, I'm not gonna just go to school just to go to school and just, get in debt for no reason.
Good for you. So most people just go because they feel like they have to.
They have to. And when I went that first year, it's because my mom, like, she's like, you gotta go to college. You gotta go to college. You don't want to be a bum. This and that. So I'm like, all right, I'll go. And then, but the girl I was dating, she went to college and I would visit her since I'm not in college. I would just work Monday through Friday and I'm off on the weekends. So after she did a year in Albany, then she went to Stony Brook. So I used to go to Stony Brook every weekend. Bro, Domino's every single weekend. Every time I got there, I'm just ordering Domino's. And she was with it too. Like, she loved Domino's herself. So it wasn't like nobody can tell me like, all right, let's not get Domino's this weekend. Nope, like, we're getting Domino's this weekend? Yeah, I already got it all set up. We're good. So it was just...
Misery loves company.
Like,
Join me.
It was insane. And knowing that she was my girl and didn't let me know, because she was with me the whole time. I was in a 11, 12-year relationship. So, damn. Yeah, bro, it was from 9th grade all the way until like a couple years ago. Like, it was, so when you're in it, time flies. Yeah. It just,
you guys had a reign like the king and queen in England.
Oh my God. Damn. It just flew. So
our relationships are more like sinus infections lately.
Yeah.
Month here.
Yo, because there's no consistency now. Yeah. And what you said about the media is so much distractions. Yeah. Now it's like it's hard for people to stay in a relationship and accept what they have because there's always more out there. I can see this. Like, it's a cuter girl, or it's like, so it's just like
There's a grass is greener effect. There's always something better out there. And listen, you're not wrong. There is
Yeah.
theoretically there is always something better.
Yeah.
But that's going to be the downfall of it all. You're never going to be content with what you have. Then
Exactly.
you know it. Man, relationships are so strange. I was on my buddy's podcast yesterday. My buddy, we were talking about. He's like, "What's your type?" or "Do you like dating?" I'm like, "No, I fucking hate dating. I hate it." And I don't know if I used to really enjoy it. I used to be so excited. I used to be so excited to take a girl out and this and that.
Yeah.
But after, you know, I'm 32 years old. After on and off dating for 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, it gets old, man. Like, I don't want to just keep paying for meals. I started going, "Oh, you want to go out? Let's go for a hike."
Yo, for real.
I'm not out here. I used to take the stops out, man. I used to bring flowers for the girl and the mom.
He had that chivalry.
Oh, man. I used to get the car detail. I would take him to Toku. I would take him everywhere. The fanciest of fancy.
Oh, man.
Bryant & Cooper for dinner for the first date. My man, what were you doing?
Trying to impress.
I was trying too hard, man. It's like, you got to just, you know, I just thought you had to act a certain way.
Yeah.
And, you know, it goes back to, then all of a sudden you get ghosted. You're like, the fuck just happened? Like, everything was going great.
I thought I just, you know,
treat her like a queen.
I thought I showed her I had money and I got a good car to go to nice spots. Like,
And kids my age didn't have Audis. Like, I paid that shit myself.
So it's
like,
crazy.
I was ready to go. And it just, I think after each, not failed attempt, but each time you just get a little bit more, I hate to use the word jaded, but you start going, man, like
another one.
You start and then you start the talking stage again, and you're just like, oh man, I'm so again with this fucking shit.
Restart. It's like playing a game when
I own my own production company. I run a podcast. You're just like, okay, here we go.
It's like going on interviews repeatedly and just not fully keeping the job.
Yeah, and then you go on the dating apps, and the dating apps are just fucking trash. And
Oh
it's just,
my God.
because the girls are getting hit up by at least 20.
It's the
30.
option thing again. They have options.
Yes.
So it's like
who's going to be the most fun this weekend? I wonder. This dude's offering me a boat in Miami. So, fuck this dude who's just, you want to come over and watch a movie? Like, actually watch a movie. No Netflix and chill, man.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out my house.
I actually like movies.
I actually like movies. Okay. If you talk during the movie, we're going to have a problem.
You're leaving.
I don't play that shit. I'll tell you, funny story. I haven't told the story in a while. I'm in college. I hate when people assume something of me and they say like, "Oh, you're gonna act like this or you're gonna do this."
Oh, it's just off of how you look and just like, you know.
You don't know me.
Yeah.
Fuck you. What? So this girl's talking to me and she goes, "What do you want to do tonight?" I said, "Why don't you come to the dorm and watch a movie?" And I genuinely meant, "We'll watch a movie."
Which movie?
She goes, "Oh yeah, we're gonna watch a movie." I went, "What?"
Oh,
She came through. I made her watch Training Day. Bro,
man,
we sat there for
What a movie.
2-something hours. She's like looking around the room. I kept nudging her. I'm like, "Are you watching?
Like,
do you not understand? Denzel's a bad cop. Like, he's a dirty cop. You don't get this because you're not watching." Walked her ass out. I'm like, "All right, peace." Shut the door. All my boys like, "Yo, did you guys?" No, we watched a movie. No one's gonna come in here and tell me what I'm doing. Don't do that shit.
No.
They're like, "You're out of your mind." I go, "I may be. But no one's gonna tell me what I'm doing or not doing. Fuck that noise."
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I'm so tired of just the constant, and it's just if I understand, I don't want to talk every 5 seconds. Like, I'm past that point. I'm busy during the day.
Got things to do.
You're busy during, like we got
Both got jobs,
but at the same time, it's like I don't want to see you once every 3 months, 2 months. It's like then it's the first date every single time I hang out with you.
Yeah, and it's like
we're not building any rapport or anything special.
Exactly.
So there just seems to be no happy medium with like nowadays dating, and it's just been a dog shit ride, to be honest with you. I'd rather podcast with good people. I'd rather work on my business. I'd rather hang out with the dog, play Xbox, read, do anything else besides have to just like deal with another.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is what I do. This is what we do. Blah blah blah. It's just not exciting to me anymore. And maybe because I haven't met the right one. Who the fuck knows? But it's just like it's been a drag. Anyway, sorry, that was my rant.
Yeah. We pick a topic. We just veer
That's
right
usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Usually how it goes. But you were saying about the 20 pounds and the gaining weight. That's where it came. That's where we started.
Yeah, it was just the dominoes every weekend, and if my girl's not saying I don't look good anymore, like this is the girl I'm with. She said I look good. I'm like, I'm good. So I think that's what kept me gaining more weight, because she's not telling me I'm gaining weight. She's not saying anything. Love is love can make you blind. When they say that, like that is so true. She couldn't see it. And then I told you she was there when my mom told me, and she was still in shock. She's like, "No, I think you think you look fine. The girl that knew me from 9th grade. So she knew how I was.
You start looking at her. You start looking at mom.
Like,
start looking at her again. You're like,
who's right here?
Yeah.
Like, who's right here?
Who's keeping it real?
Uh-huh.
Mom's keeping it real.
And it is when my friend told me, and I was like, all right, my girl was just trying to love me too much and not trying to hurt my feelings. But like, it was time. And like you said, it just packs on like pound a week. Like, and it's just before you know it, it's so much on you. And I do feel for people that are overweight and start their journey. It fucking sucks in the beginning.
It sucks to start over.
Oh my God. And no matter how many times you start over, you always think like this was going to be faster because I know what I'm doing now. Nope, it's going to take the same amount of effort and discipline, and it's just
more because you're getting older.
Yeah. And it takes more time for you to just, and it's wild. That's why now if I gain 5 pounds, nope, turn around. We're going back because we're not doing this over again.
I guess I'm doing a 4-week fast.
Literally, like I am not eating today. It's just not happening. I saw a TikTok video. This dude was like, I got the secret to losing weight, like better than a magic pill. He's like, I want you to just take your head, turn this way, turn that way, and then say no. He's like, no food. Stop, put the fork down. Yeah. Stop just accepting and it is hard for people to not eat whatever because you have friends that want to go out a lot. You have, family that cooks good home meals. So you just so much distractions, but like it is hard just to stay in that tunnel vision and just, nah, I'm good. I'm not eating that. Like, no, I'm eating this today. I'm eating this today. It takes a while for that to like really get embedded into your mind to keep it consistent because you could be motivated, but motivation doesn't keep you. It's the discipline that just keeps you going and going and going. So
as I was going to say, Bedros Koulian says that all the time. Big Bedros fan. I post him a lot on my story. Super dope dude. Mm-hmm. He constantly says motivation is fleeting. It comes and it goes, but the discipline is what's going to get you up in the morning to get to the gym every single day.
Exactly.
To keep that nutrition on track. And one of my favorite quotes that I've coined, my mom has coined. Just we've always said it to each other when I was heavy and when I was dropping weight. Is nothing tastes as good as the feeling when your clothing just fits. When everything just fits and we're not having that
I used to hate that. Oh, man.
Yeah, man. And just feeling like the love handles and feeling just like your chest is just like a little puffy on the bottom. So it's like you look like you got titties. So it's like, you feel off. It's like nothing feels as good as when you're just in shape and you're able to just wear shit. And you're just, your pants are maybe a little bit bigger because they're fitting pants, but like you're getting trimmed up. So it's like they're not snug. They're not squeezing the waistband. You're like,
these don't fit anymore. Like
this feels great. Like that I fit in everything and I can go out and buy real clothes. But I wind up wearing gym clothes anyway.
Yeah, at the end of the day. Like,
I wear gym clothes anyway. My mom always goes, why don't you start wearing like really nice clothes on the podcast and this and that? I go, I'm just comfortable in gym clothes. I just fucks with them.
Like, it's especially Gymshark. Like that's the one thing I'll always wear, and I'll probably wear like a nice little jacket, a little hat over it. But the base layer is going to be gym gear. Yeah. End of the day,
I actually got to meet the Gymshark CEO when I was with Kai out in L.A. at an event. Super nice guy.
Yeah, he seems chill.
Really nice guy. I mean, I don't really buy Gymshark stuff. I'm big on VQ. Vanquish.
Okay.
I like Vanquish. Tyler, my buddy, he's very friendly and close with the owner, Ali.
Yeah.
And they make really nice shit. My buddy, Jose, who works over here at Best Buy, he's got a brand called Reset Lift. He just completely renovated his whole line. Local dude. He's got really nice clothes too. Very comfortable, nice material now. So he's kind of upping his game and trying to get into that next level category too. A lot of options, man. I like Fabletics. Fabletics is comfortable.
I heard about Fabletics. I got to try that out.
I always saw Kevin Hart bigging them up, and I was just kind of like, whatever. He's just getting a bag, whatever. Nah, man, they like really comfortable.
Oh, I gotta try that out.
And then Mark Wahlberg has his brand. What is it?
Municipal.
And I heard good stuff about them too.
Yeah, they he pushed that off of like it's like a F45 type of, because he has like F45 logo on it in some spots, and then they'll say Municipal, but it looks like good. Well, Mark likes to stay fly. Like he likes to stay looking good. So I'm pretty sure his clothes that he's pushing is gonna.
I fucks with Mark. I like Mark.
Yeah.
You know what? He's kind of turned his back on the sadistic Hollywood type shit, and he's been more, you know, he'll say like stay prayed up,
Yeah,
and this and
yeah.
that. Like he's become more of like a regular. Not that he wasn't a regular dude to begin with, but he's become more just like even keeled.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing that. I like seeing people that are just normal, because we all are. Celebrities are fucking. They're just people. They're not fucking these false
people
gods.
that can sing, people that can act. Like you got something too that's special.
Yeah,
like,
I constantly tell people, stop bigging these people up. Stop like looking at these people like they're gods, because they're not.
No.
Like stop the Taylor Swift. I'm so tired of seeing fucking
God.
Taylor Swift every time a Kansas City game is on. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Like who?
I don't care about her. Her music is mid. I don't care. Like leave me alone. Like it's just.
Yeah.
I can admit, okay, she's a good artist for like what she does. Great. Like okay, if I have to see her more than once on the TV and on a football game,
Yeah.
she's not a football athlete.
We
She's not an
should
NFL
not be
athlete.
seeing her. Yeah.
Why am I seeing this dumbass chick in the middle of a fucking box seat, sitting there celebrating? Great, she's fucking one of the dudes on the field. Awesome. Whoa,
Happens all the time.
Woo!
Like nothing. Yeah.
Mind blown. I can't stand the celebrity. Like, oh my god, they're amazing. My cousins I was at my cousin's house last night for his birthday.
Yeah.
And his sister, my cousin Diana, and my aunt, they're watching Dancing with the Stars. I'm like, I haven't watched mainstream TV. I don't know how long.
It's a minute.
I'm just like, why are we watching this? This is like dog shit TV. This
They're
is
tuned in.
Oh,
When they're tuned in, you can't say nothing.
locked in. They're like, oh, this guy, can't stand this guy. I go, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
You don't even know him.
I don't even know him. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, stop watching him. My man's got like the nipple shirt on. He's like see through. I'm like, oh, my man's out here.
Yeah, he's just, yep.
Cool. Do you, baby? Do you?
For real though. That's so funny.
Yeah. So, I wanted to ask you. So, like, now that you're getting your own studio and it's in the process of things, like, what is that? You said the member enrollment and stuff like that. What's that process like? You have to get more salesy now and bring people in.
So when I was managing Long Beach and like co-managing Melville, it's easier to have a walk-in or a trialer come in, try my class out, end of the class, try to get them for a membership. I'm in person, and they also just tried the product. Like they tried the program. They know the coaching is good, but we're there for them, everything like that. Now I have nothing to show them. We're not open yet. So now I'm just calling, texting, telling these people like, yo, F45 is the best ever. 50% of them, oh, I've heard of it. I know people that go to it. Other 50, never heard of it. So trying to have people lock in on a membership when they're not seeing the product or trying it, I think that is the hardest thing.
And so how do you combat that? How do you come at it from is there a way to come at it from a different angle and try to get new people? Because I've seen the renaissance of group fitness just popping up left and right. There's a new spot in Melville that just opened up. BFT.
Yeah.
There's a new spot in Melville that just opened up. There's, you just see these shits just popping up everywhere. Eight Well is up here in Huntington.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gone there. I don't know the guys from there, but there's a couple people that I know. I'm sure my network's going to collapse and I'm going to meet them eventually. So there's a lot of people that are opening their studios. So when you're in a franchise spot, right? Because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
So when you're in a franchise spot, like, are you able to put different spins on it to make it more your style of reeling people in?
So yes, I would say one thing about my boss now, great guy. Actually one of my close friends now. He lets me do what I feel is going to work. So it's, you have like a lot of micromanaging and stuff like that. Like, oh, I think you should do it this way, that way. He lets me, takes my training wheels off like, do you think? If you think it works out better that way, do it like that. I feel like the best thing that works with cold calling and all this extra stuff, especially when I'm sending a text out, don't sound robotic.
Oof.
Sound like somebody that's actually trying to see them and actually trying to help with their goals and stuff. So like when I reach out, say I'll get a lead, I reach out through text first. My message would be, hey, my name is Dayron, that I'm opening up F45 Jericho. I heard that you were interested. From the jump, what are your goals? What do you do now for fitness and stuff like that? So that way their next message is already telling me what their activity is and what their goal is. So now I can just feed off of that and just build that conversation.
Build the rapport up.
Build a rapport rather than just first message. Oh, make this deposit membership up. No, calm down. Like we'll get there. So I feel like me doing that, so many people answer. And even my boss said it. He was like, you got all these people. He's like, I'm reading the messages. He's like, they're excited and they don't know what they're doing, but you got them excited. And I'm like, because that's what it is. If you're going to sell me on something, you got to make it seem like I'm going to enjoy this more than just me reaching my goals. Like, all right, we're going to work out. We all know that already. But are we going to have fun? Are we going to do different things to reach that goal? So I feel like that worked out so well for me. And we're at a good spot now. We're at a good spot. I've been in pre-sales for about a month and a half now. We're about to reach 100.
Nice.
And we're opening in February. So I feel like we'll be opening at a good number count. And then he also asked me this when he was like, so what are your goals for the New Year's? Like studio-wise, personal-wise. And one of my goals for the studio, or two of the goals of the studio, was to open at a certain amount. And the second was trying to retain those members. Because yes, you can open and get all of these members, but once they start to try it out, it's a honeymoon phase. Month in, 2 months in, I'm like, all right, I want something different. Start to cancel. So my goal is to find things to help keep these people involved, because of course I'm going to get more members in, and people tend to forget about the members that they already have, because it's just like, all right, they're just numbers now. We're going to get more and more and more, and that's how your retention goes down, and it's just like, it's not good. But that's one thing I'm just hoping and like just praying I stay consistent with, that retention and keeping the people that I do have. Because, the day one, especially the people that just signed up that doesn't anything
no
about
physical
it.
spot yet. And they're always just fucking with you already. They're like, yeah, let's do it.
That's your day ones. Like, always make sure that they get treated, like they will get treated equally, but like they have a special place in your heart because they trusted you before even seeing anything. So I'm actually very excited for this, because it's a first thing. Like, I've managed plenty of studios, but opening from the scratch and actually saying, like, putting my name on it, like, yeah, that's Dayron Studio. Like, he's actually like made that from scratch. Like, all of the members in there, he got the trainers that he hired, like their energy just feeds off of his energy. So I'm very excited for that.
It's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
And for people that potentially are in the Jericho area that may listen, how can they get in touch with you to get the pre-sale? While is the pre-sale price lower than what normally would be?
100%.
Okay, so like what has it work out?
So
you don't have to give prices. I just like,
yeah, 100%. You can either go to the Instagram, which is F45 _ training under Jericho, New York, or you can go to the website, which is just F45 training Jericho. That way you'll see either a foundation. If you go to the website, it'll be a foundation button. Put your name, your number, and that'll be my lead. It'll just come right to me, and I'll probably reach out to you through text or a number, or you can just shoot a DM on the Instagram.
Fire.
Yeah.
And while we're going to wrap real quick, I want to ask you, I've done this a couple times. I have to stay more consistent with it.
Yeah.
What is one thing that you wish you knew 10 years ago that you know now? Hot seat. It's okay. Take your time.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, take your time.
I wish I knew staying authentic is what really matters at the end of the day. Like, yes, you could fake this, act like this, want to be somebody else, but you are the only you. You're one of one. So you just being the best version of you will just always be the better outcome than trying to be something else you're not. So I wish 10 years ago I wasn't always just trying to follow the new thing and just like follow everybody else that's doing this and doing that. There is a quote that I do. I probably say it every day to myself because it's just a good quote. Just because it's common doesn't mean it's normal. So like, just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean that's the normal way or the right way to do it. So I just wish I knew 10 years ago. Stay authentic, be yourself, and just keep perfecting you.
Dude, absolute pleasure having you come down, chop it up with me, hang out. We'll have you in again.
Oh, 100%,
for sure. You
man.
come down,
I'm right down the block.
That's what I'm saying. Too. That's what I'm saying. You come through, you hang out, and I'm wishing you a ton of success at the new location. You're going to kill it. You're going to smash it out the park.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You got a lot of love, a lot of drive, a lot of passion for it. So you could tell. And listen, this is our first interaction.
First time even meeting.
It's our first time meeting. So this is what I'm saying. So it's just, you're a personable dude. You're really easy to talk to. You're just a good soul, man. You could just tell. You could tell a good soul.
Yeah.
And,
you too, man.
I appreciate you.
You're doing great things.
I appreciate you. I want to put the spotlight on good people. That's really what it comes down to. Good people. I don't need famous people. I don't need nothing.
Just good people.
We're all people at the end of the day, right?
Exactly.
That's like we just said about celebrities. We're all fucking people. You know, there's people that hit me up and they're like, I'd love to come on the pod. I have XYZ as a background, this and that, but I don't I don't have 1 million followers. That's not. I go, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't need famous people. I don't care about that shit. I want real people.
Real people.
And so, you're literally the embodiment of that. And I'm glad that we got linked up. And obviously I'm excited to see the journey continue for you.
100%. You too, man.
On that note, I think this is episode 78.
Ooh.
77 or 78. I got to get my boy Manimal, his episode out. I skipped over because I had to edit some of it. Okay. And I haven't had the time to sit there and just follow through. So this is either 77 or 78. Don't quote me. You'll see once you see the number. But please share, subscribe. If you saw stuff that you enjoyed in this and that you think somebody else could get some useful information out of, please don't hold back. It helps the algorithm. It helps us grow. It helps me to continue doing this with my man Dayron and other amazing guests. And it does every single thumbs up, every single subscribe. It really does matter. It's important. So on that note, I appreciate y'all for fucking with us. Peace.
5.